Hello everybody, this is Ashley Garner with Ashley B. Garner and Associates at Intracoastal Realty in Wilmington, North Carolina. Quick video today, a little bit of psychology. So from the mind of the seller, there's a difference of opinion to the mind of the buyer. Shocking, right? You think that they would think alike, but guess what? They don't. So there's a couple things that the other party does that maybe you don't really realize that, or how they think that you don't realize. So if you're a seller, a lot of sellers will say, well, just make me an offer. In other words, you decided you're going to sell your house. Now you pick a price. You say, well, I'm going to price it a little bit high because we need some wiggle room. You know, we need to be able to negotiate because everybody always comes in low and we need room. Well, the problem with that is most buyers, especially in residential non-investment real estate, so just a house to go live in, most buyers, believe it or not, care more about offending the seller than they do about making the offer to get the price that they want. So just to use a round number, if you list your house for sale at $1 million, but the house is really only worth, $850, well, guess what? You're not going to get any offers. You may say, well, they'll make an offer if they really want to buy it. Well, the problem is they won't, because they see that, they say, well, it's only worth $850. All I'm going to pay is $850. He's got it priced at $1 million, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to offend him. I'm not going to get in this, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And so what happens is they go and they buy something else. And now you're Mr. Seller who has his house listed for $1 million. It's only worth $850, and guess what? It never sells. Now, let's go to the perspective of the buyer for a little bit different thing on that. From the buyer, if you want to buy a house and you think, well, I want it for a deal or something like that. Well, if you wait until the price comes down enough, the listed asking price comes down enough that you perceive that it is a deal, well, guess what? So does the rest of the world. They all see it. They all see the same info that you do on Trulia and Zillow and ashleybgarner.com and et cetera, et cetera. So they know the price. They know the value. And when the price gets down close and close and close and finally right there at the value, it's sold. And that's when we get that multiple offer situation. So the point of that being, Mr. Buyer, if you want to make an offer and think you want to get this property even though it's priced too high, you're better off going ahead and making the offer, because guess what? The seller might say yes. He might not, but he might. And if you wait until it gets down to the point where psychologically you think, okay, it's within reason now, I'm going to go ahead and make a run at it, well, the rest of the world is also thinking the same thing, and now you have competition, and chances are you're not going to get a good result. So the point of all this is that there is the value. The real estate is worth what the real estate is worth. If you really want to sell it, you've got to price it where it's got to be so it creates that interest from the buyer. Buyer, if you're wanting to buy something and you wait too long, if you wait for everybody to get reasonable or whatever it is, then you've waited too long, the rest of the world sees it, and you're going to miss out too. So there's our little negotiation basics and the psychology of the buyer and seller basics today. So if you have any other questions or how to maneuver these waters or how to negotiate through the process, that's what we do. So give us a call, and until next time, this is Ashley.